How you guys doing? This is your boy Sue.
And your boy, Baby D.
And today what we're going to be talking about is the difference between a father and a stepfather.
Yes, sir.
So a little disclaimer. These are our thoughts. This is what we feel about it. In no way do we think that you have to think the way we do. But it's just what we feel.
Everybody has their own opinion.
So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and let Baby D start this off.
So let's go ahead and jump off with the difference between a father and a stepfather. In my opinion, the father, of course, is the one who gave birth. Well, I won't say gave birth, but helped in the hand of creating a child.
You know, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've been doing this, so
yeah.
Don't. He's gonna get tongue tied a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So what he's trying to say is, the biological father, which we know is the father, who is the one whose blood is with the child. The stepfather is the one who steps in after the father is not in the picture.
Right.
So, what's the difference between a biological and a stepfather besides what we just said? So for a biological father, if he's in the picture, and what we mean by in the picture is he's there, he's taking care of his child. He's not just supporting the child, but he's also emotionally supporting the child. He's also physically supporting the child and mentally supporting the child.
Right.
There's so many different types of, support that you can get from those situations. But I think mainly what we're going to look at is if the person's directly in the picture.
Right.
So from experience, what I've noticed is, say the parents separate, they already have a child. Now, to me, if the child is already old enough to be in high school, even before that, I would say elementary school, I don't see why you would have that child called a stepfather, dad, or father, or whatever that is. Unless, for some reason, let's say the person that is the real father isn't in the picture, isn't doing the fatherly roles, it goes both ways. If the mother's not there and the mother's not in the mothering position,
right?
It's the same thing. But the thing is when do you start calling a stepfather a father?
Right.
When do the children start saying that?
My opinion is, again, like you said, it's kind of, I don't know how you say it, but it's like different things, because you can call a stepfather if he raised you, and from childbirth, like when you're a few months old, up to, I say,
well, again, that goes back to saying if the father's not there.
Right.
If the father's there and he's taking care of the child, no matter what age it is, I don't see why you would need to call because the father is the father.
Right.
No matter until that, even after the father dies, he's still the father. Now, if the father is not there, let's say the kid has never met their dad,
right,
or the kid knows who their dad is, and that person isn't in the role of being a father, there's a difference. Because if the stepfather's in that role, and I'm not meaning he's just with the mom. I'm talking about in the role of actually taking care of the kids and actually doing what a father does for his children, then that's when you're going to go ahead and be like, okay, that's the dad.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't see where you would come in and you'd be like, oh, well, he's a father too. He's daddy too. No, he's not. He's just my mother's new boyfriend or husband.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't see why I would go out of my way to do that. And again,
yeah, that's disrespectful.
It is. It's disrespectful to the dad because who's to say that the dad wasn't the one that didn't want to get out of that relationship?
Right.
So for me, if I were to leave and still have a relationship with my kids, that means that I'm still being a father to them.
Yeah, you're still their daddy.
And no matter if I was or not, anyways, I would still be their father. That's the thing. Like, there's no way that they would have the blood of somebody else unless they weren't that person's child in the first place. So.
Right. I guess that would be a way you can call somebody a dad if they're, how Kanye said for 18 years, found out the kid wasn't his. You know what I'm saying? That can be a way that person can call him dad.
Well, if he doesn't know, if the kid doesn't know that's not his dad, and the dad doesn't know that that's not his kid, that's a totally different subject. Because the thing is nobody knows. Because most of the time, I'm gonna put it like this: if I had a kid with someone and come to find out years later that person wasn't my kid, it'd be very upsetting. And no, I wouldn't want that person calling me dad. I would want them to give the respect to the person that was their father. Unless even if I continue to help and support, but the thing is that to me it gets to a point of being disrespectful, and I see a lot of people out there that as soon as they break up, oh, you ain't the daddy, you just oh no,
they
you just the
quick to say
baby,
that.
you the baby daddy.
Yeah.
No, it's no.
No, it's not baby daddy. I'm the daddy.
I'm the father of the child.
Yeah.
I'm not a baby daddy, and that's what I notice. So for me, there's always a little hint of disrespect towards the fact that people want to go ahead and say, "Oh, well, he's in the role. He's done more than the other person has." No, it's up to the child at that point. Honestly, it's up to the child. I see it as if the child feels like he wants to call the person dad, then that's fine. But then you ain't gonna start calling me by my first name.
For real.
And you better not say that other person is your dad around me, because they're not. That's again disrespect.
Exactly.
Because I feel the same way if the roles were reversed. If it was the mother, I would not want my child calling my new wife or girlfriend mom. No, because you're not. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's your stepmom, not your mom. Yeah. Unless I think you have a conversation, man to man, stepfather to father, and you ask him, "Is it okay for your kid to call me dad?"
Yeah,
Then that's a conversation between him and the stepfather.
exactly. And see, there's a fine line too. So like, let's talk about like stepbrothers and stepsisters. Now, I don't think you should be calling anyone your stepbrother, stepsister if you have the same father or you have the same mother. That's your brother.
Right.
And I think it's disrespectful. Like, oh, that's my half. It doesn't matter if it's your half. No, it's still your brother.
Right.
It's your sister. Now, the only way that could be your stepbrother is if neither one of you have the same parents.
Exactly.
And you're one of the two parents end up getting together, getting married, and you're still living under the same house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because let me tell you this: if one of my parents would get remarried, that's not my stepbrother. That's whatever the name is. I'm a grown man. I'm not calling nobody my stepbrother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm already past that. I have my own family. I'm not calling that person my stepbrother. I have no connection to them besides the fact that my dad married your mom or my mom married your dad. So that's the difference to me. So, when is it okay to call a stepfather a father?
Right.
So when is that okay? Like
I said, when the father's not in the picture.
Like not in the picture as a father figure.
As a father, yes, of course, as a father figure.
Now, because again, if we say not in the picture, that just means they're separated. So and again, there's so much that goes with like the terminology.
Right.
So if we look at it and we say, okay, well, he's not the stepfather, he's not the father unless that person is, again, like even go as far as saying the father had passed away. Well, if the father's passed away, again, to me that's disrespectful.
Exactly.
That's disrespectful to me because you're not giving the legacy. Again, that's another thing for a child or the child of that person to do so, to make up their mind. Because I'm all for, like, if for the lack of a better word, there's a deadbeat dad out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it. Like, go ahead, call the new person dad. But we also can see examples of a person that's in a relationship. They bring a new person home every time, and there's so this is your new mommy. This is your new mommy. It's not.
Yeah.
Again, disrespectful, and I think there's not even a fine line. That's a big.
It's over the line.
There's two sides. Either you're being disrespectful about it and you're just gonna do it anyways, because you don't like the other person, which you see a lot in the newer day relationships where the person just hates the other person, and then you beg to ask the question like, did you ever like the person in the first place?
Right.
You know, because nobody can be civilized, it seems like. So that's the thing, you know. If it gets down to it, then that's the problem. I mean, is it more disrespectful, or is it, you know, something that needs to be done? So
It's more disrespectful, bro. Honestly, like you see in these cases where they separate. Automatically they want full, what's it called, full child custody, and they don't want the father near him. But the father's trying everything he does to be with his kids and have a relationship with the kids, but the mother ends up getting another man in her life, and the kids have not seen their dad in a while, and their father in a while, and they have the other man in their lives. Now they're starting to call this guy dad because that's all they see. They haven't seen their dad in a long time. They start to forget his face. They don't remember him, and now they think this dude is their dad, which is very disrespectful from the wives. I mean, same goes for the mothers. It happens to the mothers sometimes too.
yeah. Well, like I was saying is, you know, I think what this whole subject really comes down to is whether or not you have respect for the person who mothered or fathered your children. Because the thing is you see it, like I said, you see it a lot more now where people are just trying to be petty about something. You know, they know it will hurt the person. They can get their kids not to call them, you know, and then I think it's really sad also when you get into a situation, again, mother or father side, where the person, because I'm a guy, I'm talking from the guy's perspective, when the mother wants to say, teaches the kid to call the other person dad, and then when they get around their actual dad, because he might even be in the picture, that they don't call him dad. And that's what I said, you're not going to call me by my first name. You're going to call me dad.
Exactly.
So, because I took the time. So that's the thing, you know. There's not really much more you can say about that, because like I said, it really comes down to just being the respect. Where's just the respect in the relationship comes down to? What is the actual situation? Because again, it could be, you know, a death of a parent.
Mm-hmm.
It can be again, like, I hate saying a deadbeat parent. Mm-hmm. And we know what a deadbeat parent is: a person that won't
do anything for this kid or won't be in their life. Period. Don't want nothing to do with this person. I think that point, I would say that point right there, you can call your stepfather dad. When that person, your deadbeat dad, don't want anything to do with you. Don't want nothing to do with you. Don't want you in your life.
Yeah, because
that person,
he doesn't want to be a father.
Steps up and takes the role of being your dad.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't want to be the father, so he doesn't need to be called father.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Why give him the respect of calling him father if he doesn't want to be a father?
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're going to give up that much on your child, then don't be upset at the fact that your child doesn't see you as their father.
Exactly.
So I can see that and I can understand that. But like I was saying, you know, that's the thing. Is it really the father or you know? So,
right.
Or your boy Baby D, we got a quote for you. Go ahead and end it up.
Leave y'all with a quote, and I hope y'all take this to your mind and your heart. Okay. If you can't stop thinking about it, then don't stop working for it. Okay. Meaning you got something on your mind, it's constantly eating at you. You want it. Go out there and get it. Don't stop grinding for what you want. Go out there and get it. Nobody's going to get it for you. Exactly. So go out there and get it yourself.
Yep.
All right.
So, this is one of our first podcasts that we're going to go ahead and put out on YouTube as well.
Yes, sir.
But you can find us on Google Podcasts. You can find us on Apple Music. You can find us
on Anchor
FM, and on Spotify.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead and look us up. And we're Generation Delta. We have a Facebook. Looking to get a Twitter soon.
We have Instagram, TikTok.
If you want to talk to us, just any of those messaging social media systems, go ahead and look us up there.
That's right. Go ahead and follow us. And leave us some comments. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you want us to talk about. If you want to get on the show,
Yeah, if you like,
know.
if you like our opinions and you want to hear some more of what we have to say about certain subjects, go ahead and give us some ideas, some thoughts. It doesn't matter what it is. We'll try to find something to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's your boy Sue,
And your boy Baby D.
and we're out of here.
Deuces.